As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
The Pacific Experience Podcast. Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
We're back. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Pacific Experience Podcast, also known as the Pack X Podcast. No, this is the Pack X Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is episode 42.
Welcome.
Welcome. This is the Pacific Experience where we are with you and you are with us.
Mm-hmm.
This is episode 42. I am Lloyd.
And I'm Jayk.
And we're here ready to rock. And we're back and ready to attack and lay down the sacks.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I thought this was a kid's show.
Not at all. Complete explicit material. Anyways, hey, episode 42. It's been a while.
We did it, guys. We did it.
We did it.
Episode 42.
Yeah.
We're here.
Right.
This is the goal.
The 4-2.
Everybody knows that in podcast life, episode 42 is when you make it.
It is.
That's the one.
That's right. We made it.
This mic is so low, and I'm like Hunchback of Notre Dame over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's fine. No. I'll leave it.
Go ahead and fix it. Yeah, lift it up a little bit. So it's been a while. It is November or December. It's
I know
December
you keep thinking it's November.
What is it? December 2nd?
Yeah.
It's December 2nd. Our last episode was in September.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Little break.
Yeah, but Jayk is back, and we got a system in place now, so lots more stuff coming to you to find out what is coming to you, and to look at the previous stuff, or to just find us on your
Whoa.
or to find us on your favorite platform.
Jesus.
Or to
Lloyd just stroked out.
Platform. Go to Pack X. Shit, dude, this sucks. Oh man, horrible intro.
No, we're rusty. It's 3 months
yeah,
away.
yeah.
I don't think it's that. People probably like it.
Fuck, but we've tried to record this episode 4 times, 3 times at least.
I can think of
something has
twice, but sure.
I've tried to record it other times too.
Oh, okay.
And something has come up every fucking time. But no more excuses. We are here.
We're here.
We're ready to fucking kill it.
Even if this is a flaming dumpster garbage pile, we're gonna just send it out here.
Y'all party anyways. Yeah, but hey, look, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world, and you can come always kick it with the Pack X Podcast, and we're down to get weird. We're very weird. We get weird. We talk about the weird stuff. We have a good time, and we're just 2 boys from the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to live it up. But there's a lot of shit going on. But before we dive into that and what's going on in the world, or what's just going on up here in the PNWs, PNW, you can check out our previous content or find your favorite platform, as I was saying, at packxpodcast.com. That's PACXpodcast.com. That is the website. From there, you can go to all the platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. Subscribe. Give the thumbs up. Give us ratings. That helps us get to our goals where we want to get to, which is getting weird with you fine folk and bringing you some motherfucking truth.
Can we make bumper stickers that says "Getting weird with you fine folk"?
I think we should. We might as well. Yeah, we might as well.
I like that. It's been like a whole season. Like we went through fall. Well, I guess it's still technically fall.
Yeah.
December 2nd. Almost winter.
I mean, what do you mean season?
Well, it was summer the last time we recorded this.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
late
yeah,
summer.
Yeah.
Went into fall, and now we're almost into winter.
Right.
But it didn't seem like it took that long.
It didn't. It went by too fast.
You said, I didn't think about it until you said, yeah, it's December, and the last one was September, and then I was like, that was 3 months ago, dude. And that didn't seem that long ago.
Yeah, man, I think it's important to not get lost in the sauce, Just getting lost and working.
What kind of sauce?
Any kind of sauce, man. Peter Haas's dad said something cool. Austin told this story, and he said that, they were just talking about spiritual stuff, and he said, he looked at him and he goes, "Don't miss the sunset."
Peter Haas's dad said that?
Don't miss the sunset. And it's like I
never met
what
his
I
dad,
what
really.
I took that as was just slow the fuck down. Don't miss the sunset.
Yeah.
Getting lost in the sauce.
That's what it means, right? Like slow down.
It can mean whatever to you.
Okay.
But
that's
this
what
sense,
when you said that, that's exactly what I thought.
Like, what kind of sauce?
No, but
barbecue sauce.
Szechuan.
Yeah, or are we talking that weird shit
Sriracha
from the burger place?
Do you watch Hot Ones? I'm
No.
sorry. Okay,
No.
you should really watch that.
Dude,
I'm not going to promote another podcast on this one.
You know what I'm really getting sick of?
Hmm.
I'm getting really sick of going to these restaurants where they have.
You know what grinds my
You know what
gears?
really chaps my ass? When I go to these fucking restaurants, dude, and they make this sauce to seem as if it's their own secret sauce, and all it fucking is like mayo and ketchup.
Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Dude, you told that. I'm like, do I tell him?
All right, don't worry, guys. I got this one. Anyways, Jake, what's been going on, man? Up here, dude. I cannot fucking talk tonight. What's going on up here in the PNW, man? What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Recently, I went hiking, Hurricane Ridge. No big deal.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It was the
Was
most.
there a hurricane? Sorry.
No.
Terrible.
Totally.
Terrible.
No. In contrary, it was the most clearest day of the year because it rained the day before. There was winds. All the smog was blown from the top of Hurricane Ridge, and you folks can Google that if you don't know where it is. I could see pretty much to the ocean. I could see Victoria, Canada. I could see the coastal mountains of Canada.
Beautiful.
And I could
Hell
also
yeah.
see
Hell yeah,
Mount
dude.
Baker.
Fuck yeah.
And if you Google that, if you look at that on a map, you'll understand how fucking far away you could see. There's like a 200-mile visibility.
Were you by yourself or
I was with
who
my
you were
cousin.
You're with your cousin?
Christina. We're
Nice.
like 4 months apart, so
Nice.
we're pretty close.
She hot?
Yeah, dude. My cousin's super hot.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking so weird.
Yeah, man. I've gone fishing.
I
probably,
didn't ask, but
dude, I've gone
Go
fishing probably 12 times.
really,
Yeah.
I saw you took.
I haven't
everyone.
caught shit.
How was that when you took your girl? Your
Oh,
daughter?
dude, yeah, I've taken my daughter a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean, I've gone by myself a few times. I've gone up I've gotten early up in the morning, and I when I wake up early on a day, the one day Sunday where I can sleep in, I'll wake up and be like, "Fuck, oh yeah, kayaking," and so I'll put the kayak up the night before, go out, get a little boozy, get a little stuff. Maybe that's why I'm not catching anything. Maybe because I just keep going out on the water, getting fucked up out of my mind at 7 a.m.
What the hell?
Yeah, well, I'm not catching shit. Probably because, who knows, man. But I haven't caught anything. I think it'd be awesome to catch stuff. So we'll see what happens. But regardless,
It's
I'm
hard.
having a good time.
Yeah, it's about the fun.
Yeah.
It's also about eating.
Well,
too.
at this point now, it's kind of like I really want to catch a fucking fish.
I know.
So I've really been looking into it. Now, I feel like I've made a lot of progress, but I also feel like I'm very far away. And I go online, I hear these stories of just these, kids catching fish on, their third try, and I'm a grown-ass man, buying equipment, watching videos, going to classes. I'm just kidding. I haven't done any of that.
Okay,
but,
I was like, really?
no, yeah, I bought a
Well, it
pole
all-
and a license, and that's it.
It depends
I don't
on where
really
you
have
go. Where are you going? Like Fox
Well, I'm
Island?
going to where I see others go, and I'm going to where others say to go, and I'm using the equipment that they say to use, as in lure and stuff. So I don't know. Hey, if you're up here in the PNW and you know what the fuck's going on with fishing,
Yeah,
which
tell us
there's
your fishing
got to
spot
be
so we can
somewhere.
ruin it.
Yeah, please. Well, no, dude. Here's the other thing too. I've brought it up to some other folk before. I keep calling people folk.
I know.
It's weird.
We'll
I
roll
brought
with
it up to.
You people.
I-
Let's make it sound racist. Yeah, you people.
Yeah. So anyways, we were talking about fishing. I was talking about fishing with someone, and he goes, "Yeah, I know this spot." And he names the town that we're in, and he says, he mentions really close. He's like, "Yeah, I know a really good spot, really close to where you live." And I was like, "Cool. Want to tell me where it is? How do I go?" And they're
Like my daddy used to say.
Just nothing. Yeah, just nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Go on.
No, yeah, and he goes, "Well," and I was like, "Well, what?" He just kind of did the shoulder shrug thing. I was like, "What? I have to earn it?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's some bullshit, man."
Who was
Tell
this?
me where this spot is. Just another typical fisherman. There's probably 20 guys listening to this right now who fish. We're like, "Yep, you gotta fucking earn it."
There's one guy I can think of who I want to fucking punch in the face, and I'm
Whoa.
sure if he would. I'm sorry.
Talking
I
about
should-
fishing,
yeah,
dude.
I
Nice,
know.
happy things, Jake.
This guy is a quote-unquote a fisherman. He's the biggest piece of shit I've ever met in my life. So he put a sour note on fishing because he would constantly talk about fishing, and I'd blatantly told him, like, I don't give a fuck about your fishing, what you do. You're ugly and stupid. You're annoying. You're bad at your job, and I hate you.
Yeah, so
It's not like it's bugging me or
so
anything.
slapped this buzz bomb on her, took her out about 5-4-50 date, took it out there, and came back all right, and brought it in, had to give it a fight a couple, 3 times, then I took it out good and took it home down to good that night.
All right, Boomhauer.
Beep, beep. Yeah. No, man, it's quite something, watching, comparing the days spent outside during the summer, of course, when the light lasted,
Mm-hmm.
and versus now when it gets dark super fast.
Dude, yeah. But it's going to start getting light again.
Right, that
on the
too,
23rd.
I suppose. Is that when it happens?
That's the solstice.
On the 23rd?
Yeah.
I was wondering when. Interesting.
It might be the 21st.
The
I
night
always get them
before
fucked
the
up.
night before Christmas
I
Eve.
want to say it's 23rd, though.
That'd be cool.
It's either the 21st
cool.
or the 23rd.
Yeah,
It's
that'd
not
be cool.
the 22nd.
So, dude, there is a lot of shit
Mhm.
going on in the world.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on. I've hooted
what?
and hollered about it on the podcast last couple episodes, but the
Epstein
whole
didn't kill
Epstein
himself.
thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
dude, like, yeah,
That's
we're-
totally what I was going to bring up, man. I mean, if those who are those who are listening, the people who've reached out, I know that they've been here for the last 20 episodes, so I don't need to be speaking to them. But
Yeah.
to even just let you know, man, like we talked about this stuff
I know.
like a year ago, and we
Yeah.
were called freaks. We were called crazy. We were, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've gotten not necessarily in arguments with people about it. Well, as soon as I see that it's about to be an argument, I realize that there's no value in having the conversation anymore, so I don't have it. I'm not going to argue. So I'm like, no, the government is full of, I'm not going to do that.
I feel like everybody's on board with it, though.
Oh, they are.
I mean,
That's-
it's
they are.
almost like
Absolutely.
not worth even talking about at this point.
You're
'cause it's
absolutely
like
right.
it's so and isn't that crazy how blatantly obvious something can be?
Yes.
And it's still nothing. It's still
Right.
Like,
It's just nope. We ignore it. It's like looking at your neighbor's house on fire and being like, oh, well,
his house is on fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
yep. It's gonna be warm for a little bit now. No, man, but it can't go unacknowledged. And we
I
talked
guess.
about it like a year ago. This stuff came out to be true. So we weren't fucking crazy. There was a lot of the evidence is everywhere. But look, if you rely on it to be brought to you, you won't find it. But if you want to go find it, you will. And if you do, beware. This is a lot of stuff. And I think what it comes down to, I think the truth is it's so sickening that people don't want to know about it. They don't want to learn about it.
I think you can
Dude,
easily drive yourself crazy with the truth too. Me
You
and
can.
have both found that, and you gotta.
You're right.
It's like taking small
Well
doses
said.
of something. You can take in a bunch of stuff, like
Right.
substances,
Yeah.
quote
A
unquote.
bunch of shrooms.
Right.
Right.
And lose your goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Or you can microdose.
Yes.
Yeah,
totally. No, exactly.
So
But
microdose in like these kind of areas, I guess, would be the best.
well, yeah, that'd be fun. That would be very fun. We should do that and go fishing. Hey!
Oh, like literally? Okay, yeah.
Like right now.
Jesus,
No.
oh my-
No, dude, I think that, there's a study that showed a group of people, they didn't actually do this, but they did studies to come up with this conclusion.
Mhm.
Obviously credible scientists out there. And they said that if a family or like a small little village was raised in a cave, right? They
Okay.
spent their whole lives in a cave, and if there were shadow figures from the outside sun that showed things happening on the walls, so the sun is shining into the cave,
Okay.
and there's stuff happening outside, and you can see the shadows of it on the wall in the cave.
Okay.
Okay? So if someone was doing the show themselves with their fingers, right, through the light, right, and just doing shows, they would be amazed by it, right? But if someone who lived in the cave their whole life came out of the cave and realized that there was an entire world to go see,
Yeah.
scientists believe that your average human would turn away and go back into the cave, knowing that everything they're seeing on the wall is fake, knowing that it's an illusion, that that's not real, that behind them going outside is where it's real,
Yeah.
knowing that they're in the cave. Your average human's probably going to tell you no, but until you get it,
No.
until your entire paradigm changes,
Yeah.
unless if
I
you
love
have
that word, by the
experienced
way.
that. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that. I don't think you have. Like if you're
where I'm like denying something I blatantly see as the truth.
Well, that's a little broad. I'm not going to argue that. I feel like I've done that. I'm sure you have. I'm not going to speak on your behalf.
I don't know.
But
I don't like doing that.
my conclusion with it, though, is the paradigm is that your average human does not want to experience that paradigm shift. It's uncomfortable. It's just who we
They're
are
not
as
ready
humans.
for it.
We're not ready. We don't like that big of change. We don't like to, in a snap of a finger, find out that things are completely different than they are perceived to be. That's a terrifying thought for a lot of people.
I agree. I think I felt that way.
I find it fascinating, though.
I felt that way when you kind of can start to comprehend like how big you are in this universe, as in like incredibly, infinitely small. For me, that was kind of humbling, but I can see how that can freak somebody out.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you're called a nerd or some shit like that.
Right.
Or, when you speak about...
For me, it almost made me feel better about myself. Like, I was like, okay. Like,
I'm not the center of the fucking universe.
Right, exactly.
I'm small.
Exactly. There's more to this planet, but then it's hard. It's hard when you talk to somebody who's kind of more closed-minded in that area.
Well, closed-mindedness, that just comes from ego. And you need ego to survive in the society that we have created.
Fucking A,
that we have created.
You
have
all
to
see
have
that.
Ego,
oh, yeah.
right? You don't need to have ego with nature.
Well, I just think of these guys who, like, they just can't have enough. It's just more. You know?
Materialistic.
Guys and girls. Materialistic and financially, like, they could be multimillionaires and they're just like, gotta work. And it's like, you're going to make all this money and for what? Like, you're going to keep going, then you're going to die. And you made all this money. Like, you can't bring money when you're dead. Somebody told me that saying once, and it just made sense to me. You can't bring money with you when you're dead.
Oh, well, it's so true, man. Your money
little off topic, I'm just saying.
No,
that's the type of person that makes me
topic.
think of that. Like, when I try to get, like, well, why is all this stuff so important to you right now? This is fleeting stuff.
Materials, man. It's what we...
But that also can hinder me, too. Because it's also... That type of mentality has hindered me to almost not want to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's when you need dichotomy. That's when you need balance.
Ooh, another good word.
Oh, yeah. So
what's up with you tonight?
I don't know, man. It's like I read a fucking book or some shit.
Idiot.
Yeah. Fucking
faggot. Big words.
No, man. But that's when you... That's when you need dichotomy, though. That's when you need the balance. And by dichotomy, that's what I mean exactly what it sounds, is balance. Because I've gone down the same path where I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to be consumed by my job. I don't want to be materialistic. And then I just turn into a lazy piece of shit.
I fell into that recently. Yeah. No,
and then I'm like, wait, I got to come back. I got to work hard. And then I turn myself into a numbing slave.
Right.
Where I'm just, I don't know who I am, and I'm a piece of shit.
That's exactly
and
the
then I'm
loop
like,
I
wait,
go through.
I need balance. And but to find balance, here's the crazy thing. I feel like what I need to work on is time management. Because it's like, I have a very demanding job. Well, I've always been about that. Doesn't mean I've always been good at it. I think I've been fucking terrible at it. Okay. So, but, and then
He's not, folks.
Dude, focusing on work and focusing on myself, focusing on family, all the above. I haven't found an answer or anything, but I know that what we're speaking is the truth. To that's really what it comes down to, is balance.
Yeah.
Dude, you and I, we got hippied the fuck out like years ago, where we were talking about space, dude.
Yeah.
Sick. We were talking about space. We were both so into space. And then we both saw that Interstellar movie.
Oh.
And we got like stoned as shit or something, dude, in the garage. And we look at each other and we're like, the only thing real is love. The only thing real is love, bro. Bro, sick. That is sick.
I know.
And then we got into it, dude.
Right.
We started just talking. Yeah. And it was fucking hilarious.
Well, we saw the bigger picture, maybe. But that goes back to what I was saying. Like, these past couple months, I've felt like I'm surrounding myself with these people who are just so involved in the rat race, which is fine, okay? You're going to do great in society if you think like that. But my whole life, I've just thought there's so much more than just work,
well, that's
and
just
then
the
die.
thing is so let's hypothetically say that you go someplace when you die, right?
Okay.
I believe that. I have faith, but I'm not going to be talking in that realm. Let's just start with the basics.
Okay.
Let's say hypothetically you do go somewhere when you die. Your energy goes somewhere. Your consciousness
Heaven
goes
or
somewhere.
hell.
We don't have to
Heaven
go
or
that far.
hell or okay.
We don't have to go that far. No,
Sorry.
just somewhere, right? We agree on that. We can agree on that for a second. There's a big chance you go somewhere, right? Something happens. Something happens. Okay,
Yes.
the energy goes somewhere, even though your consciousness is not connected to the brain anymore. And scientists have gone and have argued that consciousness is created by the brain. Others say the brain is created by consciousness.
Whoa.
That's the chicken or the egg first, right?
Whoa.
Big question. It's a lot of fun to dive into and talk about.
That's pretty heavy.
Fucking going. So let's say hypothetically speaking, that does happen, right? You go somewhere. Do you think that any of the items or that you possess in this life, or the money that you've made, or numbers on a screen go with you when you move on to this next whatever in the afterlife? This next stage, heaven or hell, sure, next dimension, reincarnation of a better life, whatever it is that you believe, okay? Do you really think that any of that does matter? Even if you are an atheist, you think nothing happens.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Even
just-
then, even more, you're even proving my point more. Do you think that any of that goes with you? Because if you're an atheist, you think nothing happens, and you think all of this is from an accident of dust. Dust could have had to have come from somewhere. If you think that happened, then why are you after the items? Why are you?
Right.
Why don't you want to slow down and enjoy your life? Because if you're saying that happens, you're saying you only live one life, you only get one chance, that nothing happens after. Anyways, my point is
But
no
we
matter what
haven't-
can happen, why there's got to be something deeper and more meaningful that you have got to want to improve or upgrade. Just like your stamina,
No.
your strength, your adaptability.
Oh, if I was
right?
an atheist, I wouldn't give a shit about anything.
But don't you? Okay. Well, don't.
But
you
I don't want to
want
discredit. Sorry to interrupt, but I do not want to discredit atheists. Like,
I'm
even
not
though I
discrediting
don't,
them.
I
I'm
know you're
discrediting
not.
anyone.
I'm just, whatever your belief is, I don't want to discredit anything because I've heard people just rip on other people for their opinion.
I hate
and
that,
I am
man.
so
I hate
freaking
that.
sick of that.
Me too. I don't care.
I am
fucking
even if
Buddhist,
I
atheist, monk,
100%
Christian.
don't believe you or don't, I'll still
It's your
listen
right
to what
to
you
fucking
have to
believe
say.
it.
And it's your right. I'm not
Right.
here to, unless you're doing something dangerous, like telling people to kill people or something, if that's your belief.
Unless if you're
If your
Marilyn
religion is
Manson, but
dangerous.
without the actions, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Charlie
basically-
Manson. Marilyn Manson. He's listening. That's like, what the fuck?
What the hell, guys?
Just made music. But yeah, exactly. And we see that so much in this society. Wow, we're really branching off right now. We're going like straight up and
Going, bro.
I'm sorry, but
Loving it.
with the politic things, people didn't show up to other people's Thanksgiving this year because they've had political differences.
Really?
What kind of fucking shit
Yeah,
is
it's a little
that,
too much,
dude?
man.
That you are literally dismissing the whole idea of
You're allowing things that are words on
Yeah.
paper. You know what I mean? You're allowing that to.
you will never get anywhere with division.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Absolutely.
Anywhere.
You're absolutely right. You
Right or
let
wrong,
division
I don't
happen.
care if you're 100% right. If you're being a dick and just casting everybody to the
Yeah.
side, you're going to get nowhere.
If you let it happen in your
Can't
family,
do anything by yourself.
in the workplace, in a friendship, then nothing else is gonna, build off of that.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts. Do you think that the whole division that has been happening in the United States since the 2016 election, do you think the division that's happened since then is something planned from like an evil group, Illuminati, whatever the fuck? Do you think this shit's intentional, or do you think it's just the natural ways of and it's that time for the United States of America? What do you think?
I was just about to say, what do you think? But
I don't know.
I'm not going to buy
I'm gonna
into you,
lean.
but-
I'm gonna lean towards. I'm answering like before you answer, but
No,
I'm,
I'll give you an answer.
I'm leaning towards. I think that it's planned. I think some bad guys hijacked
It seems almost too
America,
good to be true.
and it just seems
or
it
whatever.
just-
Wrong
it doesn't
words,
seem
but-
natural. I don't think that we're
Right.
naturally like this. I mean, I'm not. Gosh, I can feel people say, "No, we aren't." I know we're naturally greedy and all
Yeah.
of that. But looking at the
We're
Revolutionary
human.
War.
We make sins.
That was so much. The Civil War and the Revolutionary War. Basically people from within dividing. And saying no to something.
Oh, yeah.
You got to really look at those and then look at ourselves now. And you have to. I think looking at the history of Rome is a good example too. I mean, Rome existed for 1,400 years, and the way
Oh,
it
yeah.
collapsed was from within inside. It didn't just
Mhm.
Rome didn't fall overnight. Rome
No.
fell throughout a period of time, and it doesn't
Wasn't
have
built
to
in a
be
day and it
one
wasn't
big
fallen
civil
in a
war.
day.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be one big civil war or one big revolutionary war. It doesn't have to be a war that does
No.
it. I think we could be on like 100 or 200 year path of self-destruction. We're not even 300 years old.
No,
yet,
we're
dude.
we're very
One of
young
the youngest
country.
countries on the planet.
Exactly.
We're like that
Literally.
ignorant young
Well,
child that's like,
maybe not.
you
but
know,
still.
that just kicked some doors down, and now we're on the planet, and we're so
We're running
powerful,
shit.
and we're just running
Yeah.
shit, and we're a fucking kid.
I know.
You know? Oh, it's got to be like, and so the generations have to be like that. You know, Joe Rogan made a funny.
Who?
Joe Rogan made a fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Is that- yeah. Oh, the
The
podcaster.
Fear Factor guy? Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
That's kidding, right? Okay.
Come
I was like, wait a second. Dude, he made a funny joke, and he said that when we did the nukes, the bombs on Hiroshima, right? Since after that was when we had a bunch of alien UFO encounters that happened, you know? He thinks that aliens basically were here back in the day and left, or talking about something like that. And then it basically hearing, or the aliens seeing that we use nukes, and then all of a sudden we have all these UFO visits after we dropped the big bomb, you know,
Right.
in the 1940s.
I have to
you
take
know?
everything he says with a grain of salt, though.
He's being a comedian about it.
I
He's not
know.
like pointing at the fucking paper on the table,
I know.
screaming
He
about
just
it.
gets a little, you know.
I think he's pretty balanced. Anyways,
He is.
My
No.
point is
That's why I listen to him. I like Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Just to be,
Very
I listen to him. I don't listen to every episode, but you know, I am a fan.
well, he knows
But,
he's got to stay balanced to keep
yeah.
being him.
Oh yeah.
Well, he made a joke and he said basically the aliens out there were like, the kids got the matches. We're the kids. We found the matches, right? We've discovered nukes, and the parents come home and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
That's-
Okay, that's a good analogy.
because we have the matches, and now shit's all sorts of weird and controlled and fucked up.
Well, yeah, you touched on two topics I want to talk about, but first one, the Roman. I've always said, actually, I think my dad put this thought in my head at first, but the America is so much like the Roman Empire, except for everything we do is like increasingly faster, like superpower, and then all of a sudden we get fat and lazy, and then all of a sudden everything kind of caves in on itself, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Our history is like basically repeating the history of the Roman Empire.
Well, when you become so fat and lazy, when you do
Right.
that, you are submitting control to the government. And the government
Right.
wants you to be fat and lazy, and to not think critically,
Right.
to not be enlightened, to not advance spiritually,
That's how I-
because you'll realize that you
Dude.
don't need items. And as soon as we realize that we don't need items, right, then we realize we don't need to work.
Yeah.
And when I don't say work, I don't mean have firemen and policemen and have water cleaned and all that stuff, but that we don't need to fucking kill ourselves
Right.
for some fucking, not even a job. You're
Like
not even contributing
literally
to
how
society.
I feel right now.
Yeah, you're killing yourself for a company, for
Well,
someone who's in
it's
the company.
because I
making
want
money.
it out. The people I've been working for are actually great, but like I've been running myself ragged just to keep up with because it's expensive to live now, you know,
Yeah.
and like.
Well, there's pros and cons to capitalism. We are a capitalist
It's
country.
Christmas time. You have to buy
Yeah.
presents for all these people,
Look, I'm all
and there's
for
an
capitalist
expectation.
You know, I'm all for capitalism.
Me too.
I am. You know, we were born in it.
Yeah.
I am for it. But
It's
just like anything, dude, you have to have dichotomy. You have to have balance.
Mhm.
And I believe that the future generations
Yin
do
and
not
yang.
understand exactly the yin and yang. Do not
Yin and
understand.
yang. Don't piss people off.
Yin
There's
and
gonna
yang.
be a guy. It's
It's
yin and
fucking-
yang.
Why don't you
idiots.
go yin and yang in the corner and relax? No, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to capitalists, to being in a capitalist society, and if we don't learn those pros and cons, if we don't learn to keep the balance of it, we will absolutely crumble. And we've been on that path. I think, historically speaking, looking into stuff, it seems we've been on that path since the '80s. It looks like the '80s it really started becoming a shit show.
Yeah.
The '90s was like the bread and butter right before the big boom, and by big boom I mean 2001 9/11 attacks, and it seems like everything has been a shit show ever since
Since the 9/11 attacks?
Seems like everything's been a shit show since Bush got into office, dude. Since Bush got into office, and since before him, I don't know too much. I wasn't alive and understanding what was happening in the world.
We were alive.
Everything
but yeah,
I
we
know,
weren't,
I've only
we were
read.
like 10 years old when the September 11th attacks happened.
Right.
I was.
I think everything's been a shit show since, man. But I'm patriotic as fuck. I love the United States. I know for a fact this is the greatest country the world has ever fucking seen. We do have the best. We do have the best military, and the Constitution is fucking badass. and we fucking rock.
Mm-hmm.
But man, people need to stop arguing with each other, man. I love being proven wrong. I love hearing someone out.
Same.
And that's why I wanted to start this podcast. I wanted to get people with other opinions on the show to blow my mind, dude.
Or just to argue, not argue and like be spiteful with, like we see other people. But
I hate arguing. But
oh my God.
I like learning. I like learning.
Yeah.
I like thinking this way and having you tell me why I should be that way. As long as you're not so like I like people who are passionate, but I don't want you to be fucking like angry at me.
Right.
You know, like
psychotic.
Dude, they're
That's
out
why
there.
Alex Jones like turns people off, you know, because he gets so freaking crazy.
Well, he was right about
like,
all this
might,
shit.
Right, he might
He
be
was
right about
all the fucking shit that came true, dude, and he got banned.
He sounds so insane that it turns you off.
Because he's passionate,
like
he talks like this.
Yeah.
No. The frogs are
gay.
Yeah, that's his famous line, but
I
dude,
know.
on Joe
Poor
Rogan,
guy.
he was like,
He did it to himself,
honest.
though.
I'm kind of retarded. He says that on Joe.
I remember that.
No, dude,
I was at work listening to that. I started busting.
Dude,
out
Alex
laughing.
Jones is the fucking man. You know,
yeah.
the
He has
episode?
important shit to say,
Right?
but he sounds insane. So if you see that out of context, you're like, "Oh, what's this guy?" And he starts, "The freaking frogs are gay." You're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, next." Like
Right.
this guy's insane.
Totally.
You
No,
know?
that's absolutely what happens. But it's hard to
I don't
take
even
someone
remember what he was
seriously.
talking about.
Who's
Yeah.
going like that? It's hard to take them seriously. But if you're in on it and you understand what's going on, you can.
I think he's
You
so
appreciate
crazy,
his
just
passion.
To be clear, but
You gotta be crazy
I know.
to go as deep as
I
he's
think
gone,
he went
bro.
way down the rabbit
You
hole. though.
have to be crazy.
No, I don't think you have
know?
to be.
No.
If you
Well-
want to go that deep, you have to be. But I don't think you have
Well,
to
dude,
be.
it's anger. I don't blame him. I can share his anger sometimes.
He did
in the
not
past.
microdose. He went full fledged. Like took the whole eighth. Took the
Yeah,
whole
he did.
eighth.
Yeah, he did. Oh, totally, dude.
He might have
Totally.
taken two.
Yeah. Dude, he gets so fucking riled up, man.
That was so funny.
But you know what's fucking mind-blowing is the censorship that's happened. Them taking his ass down.
I know.
That's fucked up, dude.
It is fucked up. That's not right.
Fucked up.
That's another thing.
That
dude.
is an
people.
infringement
Our
on the
society.
fucking Constitution, man.
Our society is not letting people think for themselves.
That's
at
so
all.
bad. But meanwhile, dude, I remember being a kid and
go ahead.
seeing terrorists like okay, I remember being a kid right after 9/11 happened. And I remember picking up a magazine, and on the magazine were kids my age in Afghan military clothing holding
I know.
AK-47s.
Yeah.
And I thought it was my responsibility. I was like, "Oh, they're my age. They're preparing for war. I have to do that
That's
too."
what you thought?
Yes, I thought it was like our generation was going to fight. It was
I think
basically
it scared me at the time.
the U.S. government being like, "See, kids, this is your enemy. You need to fight them." That's how I took it. I'm sure not everyone took it that way.
No,
my point is,
I think you were the only one.
How come something like that is allowed to be on there?
Okay.
Why is that allowed to be shown? Why is that allowed?
Kids with AK-47s.
On a Time magazine, right?
Right.
Why is that allowed to be shown? Because it's America. Because it's free.
Oh, right.
Because if
there's
something
no
happens,
propaganda here.
That's my point. If
Right,
something
well,
happens,
at
there might be
least
there's
there
definitely
might be a little
propaganda,
bit, but not
involved in
like that.
But if
that might be our own propaganda.
if something has happened, something wants to be discovered, we want to talk about something. It can happen. Anything. Shit happens. The world should know. Shit happens. The world should know. Discoveries happen about the past. The world should know. Okay. But
I love
if
how
it's
your mustache
against
moves when you talk.
if it's against someone's agenda and they're in power, like the fucking banks or the fucking Rothschilds or the Illuminati, whatever you want to fucking call it, then they're going to shut you up, they're going to censor you, they're going to take you away. And if you look at the trend, here's how I know the conspiracies I've been into are true. Because the people who were speaking about these conspiracies, who were speaking against the establishment, are the ones getting shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I understand. I don't agree with it at all, but I understand if you shut down some like fucking Marilyn Manson or fucking Eminem lyrics on YouTube, right? But you shut down just some person who's calmly talking about the truth and what's going on out there, like Max Egan on YouTube, Sam Tripoli on YouTube, getting shut down, getting kicked.
That's scary.
That's terrifying, dude.
That's literally.
So I got a little crazy like Alex there for a second.
No,
but
I know.
That's fucking terrifying.
Well,
man.
like I said, people. I think people should make up their minds for themselves, and there are dangerous people who can influence bad people, and so it is. We go back to the balance, but I worry about just people make the next generation making up the minds for themselves, because I feel like I don't know.
I think we got it. I think
No, I think it's going the
that we're
wrong
gonna
way.
win.
I think something. I think there needs a balance because.
Do you think we're gonna win? And by we, I mean us as in the people versus the bad guys who are running the shit show.
The people in the dark.
Yeah, man, because they're there. And look, if you're listening, and you don't think
Quote,
they're there.
Illuminati.
Fuck off. Go look for it. You'll find it. It's there. It's everywhere.
No, it is. It's
I just
pretty,
don't like talking
well,
about a lot
the
of
whole
it. It's
Epstein
so fucked
thing.
up and complicated.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I mean, I want it to win. I want humans to live forever. Honestly, I really do. I really want humans to live infinitely, and I want us to flourish and come together as a society. It would be super cool.
It'd be
But
sweet.
but we have to get over this bullshit. You know, that we get worked up about what bathrooms to use and what to call people, and you know, and I believe that people do get sensitive over stuff that I don't know about, and that's fine. But people are like trying to squash opinions, and that's what's really pissing me off. They're like trying to.
Thing.
That's very dangerous.
People are afraid to speak. They're afraid to stand up for what they believe.
You're making weak-minded people if you're telling them what they can and can't say.
Right.
Or what they can and can't listen to, or what they can and can't like. And honestly, this fucking, I was going to say heroin epidemic, but pharmaceutical epidemic.
The heroin epidemic.
Well, right, it is heroin. Seriously. I, honest to God, think that's mind control. I really do. I went into the doctor last summer for something, and I hurt myself, but it wasn't that bad.
Did you get a boo-boo?
I got a boo-boo. My mom kissed it, but I still had to go to the doctor. And I
Good-
go to the
good
doctor.
choice.
I don't even get into what's going on, and he's like trying to pump Vicodin on me, you know. And I know that
That's happened to me. Where
Dude.
the doctor doesn't even make eye contact
yeah.
with me.
Well, I
doesn't
could prescribe you Vicodin,
examine
and I'm
the-
like, dude, you don't even know what's going on yet.
doesn't even examine the injury. Comes in, doesn't make eye contact.
I don't
Looks
think
at a
doctors-
clipboard and just throws really addictive, heavy,
Dude.
hardcore drugs at you.
Oh my god.
And it's like
Hardcore
really?
opioids.
Really?
And okay, let me get to it. I don't think that guy is in cahoots with whoever. Like this guy,
He's not laughing at the top
Some
at a round
some
table.
Some hot pill salesman, some chick comes in, pushes her stuff, and wants to push their. It's just like a product, like you would at Verizon. Those pills are just like a product. They have salesmen who push their stuff, and
Right.
Yeah, and they'll so they're selling it to you. They're just the middleman, and they so I don't blame them, but the people on top are definitely trying to push this stuff. Because when I took those pills, dude, I was a zombie. I was just sitting in my house like couldn't think. And I don't want to move. I'm just like, can't even focus on the show I'm watching.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not in pain anymore.
Well, it's bad for you
but-
too. I mean, look at the only stuff that is good for you. Marijuana was illegal for as
Oh,
long as it was,
yeah.
right? And it's good
Right.
for you. But the stuff
Well,
that's bad for you is
Marijuana
illegal.
has, I'm obviously pro marijuana, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it has its side
with
effects.
bloodshot eyes holding a joint.
My bloodshot eyes are not from me being stoned, because I'm definitely haven't smoked anything today. That's straight up from lack of sleep
Well,
and stress.
speaking of, we have a lot of extra fun shit
Yeah.
that we can get into.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about Skinwalkers when we come back from the break. So we're gonna be, I know, right? Such a weird name. But those of you
Are
out
you
there,
into that?
those of you out there who know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you're pumped up. Get ready. We got some awesome stories to share about some basically paranormal shit that's going on in the Midwest, as well as some other stories. This is episode 42. This is the Pack X podcast. We're going to take a short break. You can check us out at packxpodcast.com. When we get back from the break, we will share with you our other social media handles, and we'll take it from there. So we'll see you soon. back. We are back from the break. Here to rock and roll. Hey, check it out. You can go to packxpodcast.com, and from there, you can go to all of our websites, our Twitter, our Instagram. We're going to be launching a Snapchat or Snatchchat, whatever you call it. It's going to be good.
Snap.
We're going to be taking pictures and photos of a bunch of us horsing around. It's going to be a good time.
You guys on the Facebooks?
We got us on the book face. We're on the Instas. We're on the Grams. We're on the chat snaps. It's going to be a good time. We're going to show you all the ridiculous nonsense that we do every day.
And we're probably starting a Discord too for all you computer nerds out there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. So stay tuned. Lots of stuff coming from the PackX podcast. We appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, I'm Lloyd,
and I'm Jayk,
and you're with us,
and we're with you.
Yes, that's right. Good job. Good job. Good job. That's right.
And my job's done.
John tried to steal that line from me one episode, and I was like, dude.
Newfer?
Yeah. Austin, in fact, tried to do it once too. But anyways, lots of cool stuff coming in the future. I'm super excited about it. Again, go to packxpodcast.com. This is episode 42. Let's roll. Mm-hmm. So we've got some creepy stories.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, what do you know about Skinwalkers?
Literally what you've told me before we started this.
Really? Cool.
Yeah. And you also told my mom about it, and now I'm wondering if she's wondering about both of us now.
Well,
are they really doing a podcast, or are they doing something weird?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I saw your mom for the first time in
now.
probably like years. I was picking you up, and she was like...
Yeah, when was the last time you saw her?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably years. And she was like, hey, Lloyd. She's like, you guys podcasting?
You're my favorite friend. You're the only friend my parents have ever liked, I think.
Awesome.
Seriously.
That's good. I was like, yeah, Mom and Dodds, we're podcasting. She's like, oh, cool. And I was like, yeah, I guess people, we just record what Jake and I normally talk about, and people want to listen.
I don't know if my parents get podcasting.
She's like,
well, my dad tried to watch Joe Rogan. Anyway, sorry.
She goes, you two are interesting. I was like, yes, we are.
Did she say that?
Yes. She said something a little different about it. And I was like, she's like, what are you guys going to talk about tonight? I was like, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Skinwalkers? And then she made this face like what?
Anybody would make the face if you asked them what Skinwalkers was and they didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh. So anyways, what I said and what I'm saying to you, fine folk, is that it is a paranormal type thing, if you will, that has happened, I think, in Utah, Nevada area?
Four Corners area.
Four Corners area, thank you, yes. Yeah. So in the Four Corners area, which is what, Jake?
Four Corners area is where Utah, New Mexico, Colorado, and Arizona all meet. It's basically the border of all those four states. And personally, in my opinion, what I've read up on the Four Corners, everything I've seen on them, there's some shit there. I think that if
once you hear about Skinwalker Ranch,
well,
fuck yeah. In fact, where is it?
Like that old show, Ancient Aliens. There's so many things there. There's so much stuff that happened, and there's a lot of weird geographical features there that seem like you're on another planet.
Yeah,
like it's just weird there, and they have hieroglyphs of, beings like you'd see in Egypt, but these are like cave hieroglyphs, and they show. I'm sure you guys have seen them, but they show like extraterrestrial beings coming out of the sky, stuff like that, and what would look like their god.
Ballard, Utah.
Oh. Yeah, but I don't know anything about the Skinwalker thing. All I know is that area has something going on. I think that area there's something unique about it.
Definitely, man, and I think that you are right. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Let's check out one of these cool stories. These stories I'm getting from mysteriousuniverse.org. So these are stories that they are sharing from others who have shared these stories. So let's jump right in. I will be your narrator. Let's see. Here's one. Wait a second. So this story is about someone who is driving in a remote town.
I'll try to read along.
In a small town near Rock, Arizona, where he had a bad experience. And they came across a large coyote sitting in the middle of the road. So we slowed down, we slowed down so as not to hit it, and we could see that this coyote was a big boy, larger than usual, and just sitting there out in the middle of nowhere, right in the center of this lonely desert road. It didn't seem afraid of the car at all, and just stared at us as we approached, not moving a muscle. So I honked the horn trying to scare it off, but it just stares at us with these big yellow eyes that looked very eerily almost human. We were a little unsettled at this point, and just decided to drive around it and continue on our way. We get past it and start driving off when my dad says, "Would you look at that?" I take a peek into the rear view mirror, and that coyote is loping?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
Loping along.
I'm assuming it means running.
It's probably from
Utah. Hey, he's out there loping.
Imagine them.
Yeah, he was loping.
Imagine them talking about someone like a football player getting a touchdown.
He loped right into the end zone.
You see that, you little brother, in the end zone.
Yeah, I tell you, we got a good football game here. Lots of loping.
He fucking what?
Anyways, that coyote is loping along behind us, following us. I speed up, and it matches our speed, gaining on us. Then, just like that, there is a man, a naked man, running alongside our car, and he begins to sort of slapping the side of the vehicle. He has this freaky grin on his face, and we are at this point going over 50 miles per hour and gaining speed. But there he is running alongside the car. He then lets out this sort of wail and swerves off into the night. It scared the shit out of us. Well, yeah, it scared the shit out of me too. Here's another one. We're somewhere on the highway between Window Rock and Gallup, New Mexico. It had just rained earlier in the day, and the road was kind of slick, so we were taking
names
it.
Of these towns, dude.
Out here in Gallup.
He was loping out there in Gallup.
Hey, Pa. We can make this a nice town for the folk. What should we name it?
Well, we galloped on in here, so how about Gallup?
Yes, exactly. All right. It had just rained earlier in the day, and the road was kind of slick, so we were taking it pretty slow. On the left of the highway, there is nothing but sandstone cliffs, and on the right, there is a huge field separated from the road by a small barbed wire fence. We crest the top of the... I didn't know crest was a verb.
Really? I mean, I did.
I did not.
Okay.
All right.
You're stupid.
Yeah, you're stupid. We crest the top of this hill, and down at the bottom of the hill,
At least you knew it was a verb.
we see what appears to be a very large dog. Sitting back on its haunches in the middle of the road, facing the cliffs, my dad calls over the radio. "Hey, Trav, do you see that big-ass dog?" Travis starts yelling back over the radio. "That is not a dog. Speed up right now and hit it." He sounds almost hysterical. He just keeps screaming, "Hit it. JJ, you have to hit it. Please. Please. Hit that fucking thing right now." So my dad starts to speed up.
They're panicking.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah. So my dad starts to speed up, and as we get a bit closer, I can begin to see a little more clearly. It's covered in this brown, weary, matted hair. Wiry, mat...
All right, keep going. All these people.
What? Okay, I'll
Wiry.
restart that sentence over.
Okay.
So my dad starts to speed up, and as we get a bit closer, I can begin to see it a little more clearly. It's covered in this brown, wiry, matted hair that appears to have dried blood all over it. It's still facing the cliffs, but the moment our headlights hit it, it turns and looks at us, and it has a face. I don't know how else to describe it other than a mix between a bear's and a human's face.
I know, dude. Jesus.
It looks...
Did Al Gore write this?
Right.
Okay, keep going.
It looks...
Now, okay.
It looks
I'm not
twisted.
discrediting this yet.
It looks twisted and distorted and almost in pain. As we get closer to this thing, we start to realize it's actually a fucking huge, though it was still sitting on its haunches. It's about... Oh.
Yeah.
As we get close to this thing, we start to realize it's actually fucking huge. Though it was still sitting on its haunches, it is about shoulder height with the hood of the truck. We get literally inches from hitting it when it lets out this scream. This sounds like someone screaming as their lungs were filling with water, and it leaps backwards towards the field,
Christ, that is
landing
just gave me chills.
Landing just on our side of the barbed wire fence. Then with another leap, it was gone from sight. Travis
comes over the radio again. This guy has a lot of typos.
Yeah. Travis comes over the radio again. "Holy shit. Keep driving. We have to get out of here. We have to go faster. He kept repeating that last part. We have to get out of here. We have to go faster. Pretty soon we are speeding like crazy, and just as we start to come near the outskirts of Gallup, we get pulled over. Travis pulls his truck over with us. Naturally, this makes the cop, a Navajo man himself, very on edge, and immediately asks why Travis felt the need to pull us over. Travis says we just saw a skinwalker a few miles back, and it's been following us. The officer immediately turns white, stammers something about a verbal warning, gets in his car, and takes off. We do the same.
Oh,
there are numerous... Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's
I think
the
we
story.
get. Yeah, I think we get the point.
So that's what skinwalkers are.
Okay, can you explain what a skinwalker would be then in a nutshell? Because I get
I
where
don't
they're
know.
going.
I don't know.
Okay.
So what they are, from my knowledge, what I
Yeah.
do know is that the Navajo, so all the native tribes
Uh-huh.
of the Four Corners area, they say that they're demons.
Oh.
And they say that they exist. They say they're very real. They won't even talk about it. If you try to get them to talk about it or to
They're
teach
just
about it, they're like,
fuck
nope,
no.
nope. They completely
It's like
stay
saying
away.
Voldemort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these creatures are basically, from all the stories, because I've read all these stories, there's probably like 8 more. All these stories, what they describe these creatures as dogs, dog-like creatures that turn into humans. I don't
So-
fucking know.
Okay,
But,
so it's
you
only
know-
it's usually an animal. It's almost always an animal.
It's probably really an illusion, and it's probably a ghost.
I know,
If anything,
dude.
it's exciting
Honestly,
to talk about. But
this
I don't know.
it's exciting to talk
But yeah,
about.
yeah, it's
Reading,
an
all,
animal.
this is the first I've heard about this tonight too. I mean, I try to take everything with a grain of salt. This seems a little bit far fetched. It's interesting. You can't disprove anything, but that it's the first time I've ever heard about it, and I don't know. Like,
Should I read another one? They're creepy.
if you want to, yeah. They are interesting.
Should I?
But it's-
or should I not?
I don't know. I think we get the point, honestly.
Yeah, we can't
But-
just read 2 stories. Let's talk about it. Let's find out what these things are. I think
All
the
right,
stories
all right,
are
all right.
fascinating. That's why I wanted to
Well,
bring it up.
is this all you know about them? What you've read? This?
Pretty much. I don't got
Okay.
much else, man. I mean, all I know is that there's so much fascination with Skinwalker Ranch. So, okay, I know
There's
the story.
a ranch.
So I know the story of Skinwalker Ranch, and Skinwalker Ranch is pretty fucking terrifying. The story. Joe Rogan has had people. Joe's fascinated with it.
Really?
I
haven't
think
heard
the
him talk
Tinfoil
about
Hat podcast did an episode on it just recently.
Okay.
We've talked about it on the Pack X podcast probably like 20 episodes ago.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
and
literally the first.
there's a
night I've heard about
podcast
him.
just for Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh God.
There's
Okay.
also a movie that was made in 2013, a film called Skinwalker Ranch. So
Okay.
look, people, type in Skinwalker Ranch,
Actually, I'm gonna
dive
do it
into
right
the
now.
rabbit hole if you
Just
like.
I want to see where is it like a certain area? Like Skinwalker Ranch is that a certain area in
yeah,
the
it's
world?
in Utah.
Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Utah by like Boulder or something. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Well, anyways, Skinwalker Ranch, and I'm gonna have to refresh my memory a little bit. But I mean, I read the stories around a year ago. Basically, this family moved in, and they were experiencing
Also
a lot
known
of
as Sherman Ranch.
They were
looks like.
right. They were experiencing a lot of paranormal activity, and a lot of the paranormal activity are these stories. Well, they of course got the fuck out of Dodge. They left Skinwalker Ranch. They moved out. What made them move out was when the guy's dogs got killed. Basically, you know, the dogs got killed because he sent them off towards these Skinwalkers.
where is this exact? Keep going. Sorry,
It's in
not to
Utah.
interrupt. I know, but this
Well, here's what happened after
this
they
is
moved.
exactly what I'm getting to. Like this Four Corners area has weird shit
That's what
going
I'm talking
on.
about, man. So
And I don't believe this 100% right off the bat. You know,
I don't know if I do either, but here's
is this?
let's check this out, Jake.
put me somewhere in Olympia. Keep
When
going.
they moved out of Skinwalker Ranch,
Yeah.
the U.S. government and the U.S. military
What is it? Yeah.
bought Skinwalker Ranch,
Uh-huh.
and they have it now.
Yeah. I know. I
And
actually
it's
saw the
fucking
sign. I'm
blocked
looking at the sign.
fuck off,
Is it in
just like
Colorado or Utah?
Utah, just like Area 51, and you can't have anything to do with it. Isn't that so? Right there, that's got to tell you that something's going down.
I can't even
dude.
look it up on Google
when
Maps.
the government's gonna go spend their money on it.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's got to be the only place like that in the country, probably on this continent.
Yeah, it is in Utah. It's a little. It's actually more towards the Wyoming, Colorado border, so a little bit further than the. Yeah, but that's a weird. Yeah, There is definitely weird shit that goes on in that part of the country.
Ooh, here's a short one, the one I read earlier. I'll read this one.
Yeah.
I was going from wall to wall really quick, screaming the most blood-curdling scream you've ever imagined, when we noped the fuck out of there. One of my friends pissed his pants and drove for a few hours to Bandelier National Monument, where we planned to camp out for the rest of the weekend. We got to Bandelier at probably like 6 or 7 a.m. and set up our camp. After a few hours just talking about what the hell happened at the ruins, I went to take a piss behind it probably only like 300 feet from our camp. That's how they wrote it. This is where everything starts getting a little fuzzy. I remember seeing 2 dust devils coming my way, and when I turned around again, 2 of my friends were there.
Do you know what a dirt devil is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 of my friends were there. You fucked me up, Jake. 2
Sorry,
of my friends.
my bad.
Where am I at?
I'm
reading with a microphone in my face. 2 of my friends were there, and they were motioning me to follow them. I couldn't help but to follow them, like I was being pulled behind them in shackles. I followed them for what seemed like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I snapped out of it. These were my friends. They had bright red hair with my friends' faces and cat eyes. Both of these friends were brunette. I stopped walking, and they looked at me with probably the most terrifying gaze I've ever seen. Monsters in movies are nothing compared to this. I turned around and ran as fast as I could back away from the camp. Or back the way I came from. After like 5 minutes at a full sprint, I got back to that rock that I pissed at and found our camp. Everyone was there, still sitting around talking, and didn't even notice that I was gone. I told them what happened with the look-alike Skinwalkers, and we packed up everything and left probably within 10 minutes and got the hell back to Albuquerque. What do you think? Creepy,
I don't know. So they think it's a demon. They think it's an underworld being.
I don't know, man. Apparently it's what the Navajos think.
That's what the Navajo thinks. But that's, I don't know.
Yeah, so these other stories
Can
down
something
here,
that evil exist?
well, can something the opposite exist? That good?
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
think so.
Well, I
Like
guess
a
if you
fucking
truly
Gandhi,
believe in God,
bro.
yeah. Gandhi?
Yeah,
He was
come on
kinda-
now.
He was kind of a dick, apparently. No, I'm not kidding.
I know.
Yeah.
They even show that part of him in the movie.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah. Dude, we watched that movie together
We
in
did. Like sophomore year or something.
Ninth grade.
Crazy. Anyways,
Ninth grade.
fuck Gandhi. Let's read. No, well, not fuck Gandhi. Well, anyways, let's.
It's not my
hold on.
type.
It was no, not that one. Let's see. It was in the evening, and the sky was a deep red as the sun began to set behind us. We were leaving a nice dust trail from the dirt road, and the radio was playing music from the only radio station that could be picked up from the nearest town of Holbrook, Arizona. There was nothing unusual, nothing weird. It was at this time that my eye caught movement of something in the bushes a little up the road to the right of us. I remember slowing down, thinking that it was one of the many free roaming sheep in the area that would dart out in front of the truck. As I passed where I thought I saw it, I sped up thinking nothing else of it. Then, out of nowhere, I just felt this dark feeling of fear and dread. I had no idea why I was feeling this way, but I definitely felt that something was wrong. As I play this memory back in my mind, there are only a few clear memories that I have of that evening. I clearly remember looking in my rearview mirror and seeing the dark silhouette of something very tall and very skinny that seemed to be covered with some kind of hair or fur running behind the truck after us. Whatever it wasn't a normal human or human at all. I remember hearing my brother crying and my dog barking ferociously at whatever was chasing us. I remember speeding very fast and shaking violently as the truck bounced on the washboard dirt road. I distinctly remember that this thing was only getting closer as my brother cried, "It's coming up on your side." I remember being as scared as hell and thinking that I didn't want to die. At the moment that I thought would be our last, I remember speeding around a bend in the road and seeing a car coming towards us in the opposite direction. At that moment, I felt instant relief and felt that whatever was following us was gone.
All right, hold on, stop right there. If this is an out of this world being, don't you think it would have the power to take down a mortal human?
Yeah.
So what if these guys completely stopped and let it approach them and just looked at it? Do you think it would harm them?
I think it can be a little deeper than that.
Okay.
I think that they have to, if you think of it, if it is out of this world, if it's spiritual, if it's afterlife type stuff, demons type stuff, the core to our existence almost is our emotions, right?
core to our existence is our emotions.
Kind of. We
Okay.
identify other things as being conscious if they have emotions. If they don't have emotions, we don't think of them as conscious, like fish.
What about trees?
We don't think of them as being conscious.
Oh, conscious. I was thinking
Yeah.
about being alive. My bad.
But we think of dogs
I'm
as
so
being
tired.
conscious, right? Because they have emotions.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Whatever. Majority of people.
Yes. Okay.
I can't remember what. Okay, now with that being said, if these things are whatever these things are, they probably would want to feed off of fear. They probably feed off of fear and emotions versus physically trying to eat us or something that we would think. I think just like to life is much deeper than physically what's going on. I think in our brains and our emotions and our consciousness,
So you would
we have a lot of
would
abilities
argue
and powers.
You would argue that this is a pure evil thing that is feeding off.
That would be my guess.
Okay.
Based on the stories
No, I'm just
we've
trying to
read,
get,
why are
like-
they luring people? Why are they chasing at people?
Yeah,
They
why not
probably-
just straight up kill them if
right,
you're that
right,
powerful?
not just straight up kill them,
Yeah.
right? I don't think it's like that. I think they want to feed off the fear,
Okay.
which leads to the deepest conspiracy of all, with all the pedophilia going on in the world. Have you heard of adrenochrome?
Yeah, we both watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas together. So yes, remember I was in that movie?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was in that movie.
Okay, go
you
on
know
about
what that,
adrenochrome.
you know what
'cause
that is?
Yeah, it's the it's an extract of the human adrenaline gland.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be something like that.
Apparently,
Right?
it's lit.
I don't know.
I haven't tried it yet.
Yet?
Emphasis on yet. No, I would never.
Jesus.
Dude, that's no fucking way. I don't even know if Hunter S. Thompson really did that.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. He put a lot of bullshit in that. I love that book. It's my favorite book of all time and movie. But
I don't know, man. They have to feed on fear and all that. You think about it like a ghost that's fucking, like a demon ghost that's fucking with someone, right? In their fucking house. They could just fucking, why can't you think that? Why can't they just go and kill them?
Right.
Because we're humans. We see if you're a threat, then we kill you, right? Well, that's what we see. We put everything in logic. Well, in the spiritual world or the paranormal world, there's got to be so much more meaning to life and energy, right?
Man, I know
Good
you believe in
or
energy.
bad energy.
Me and you have talked about that before.
I don't know, man. It's a good question, though. I think if you would stop fucking interrupting me and let me read, we'd fucking find out.
All right,
I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You're right. You're right.
I want to
just-
find out, though, man. I like these stories. They're kind of like campfire stories.
Oh, I know.
They creep me
It's
out.
something to talk about.
You know, a lot of people claim it. It's been historically written down. There's obviously something going on with these. The government bought Skinwalker Ranch, for heaven's sake. You listen to the guy who owns Skinwalker
I'm gonna look
Ranch.
this up
his
more
stories.
later. I wish I would have done more research before this
Well,
podcast.
Do
but-
some research on the next episode.
Yeah, the
We'll
next
get
episode
weird with it.
we could probably delve into it again.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, I guess we'll take a poll.
We'll get weird
but-
with it. We'll jiggy with it. Well, here's the last paragraph of this person's story. Shaken up but alive, we made it to Grandma's house. We made it to Ma's house. Wondering what the hell had just happened. We ran inside, not looking back, hoping that whatever was chasing us had not followed us home. As we told my grandma about our experience, she didn't seem too surprised, which surprised us. She continued by repeating stories that we had already heard at one point or another about black magic, witches, and something called the Navajos call Yi Nadlushi. I wonder if I did that right.
Yeah.
Or
Nadlushi.
Skinwalkers. Needless to say, I didn't even want
Yi
to look out
Nadlushi.
any of the windows at all the rest of the night. As a matter of fact, I never drove on the reservation at night until I was 21 years old.
Is that it?
That is it for that story. Well, there's plenty more on here. So check it out, everyone. If you want to check these stories out, you can go to mysteriousuniverse.org or just type in fucking Skinwalker stories and click on a link. I prefer reading versus going to YouTube or listening to knuckleheads like ourselves talk about the stories. But it's out there. You can go check
Great way
it
to
out. Should I
promote the
read another?
podcast.
Should I read another one or what?
If you want. I think I get.
I think
the
you're
best.
scared. I think you're scared of this shit.
No,
You're like,
I'm
no,
not.
I don't want to. If you want, you can
I am
read
not
more."
scared, but I kind of want to go there now.
I won't go there. Fuck that.
Are you serious?
After
You wouldn't
the
go?
stories I've heard, no. No, I know it's crazy. Normally, I'm like, I like get off on that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, you're the
I'm
one
like,
who's usually trying to peer pressure me into doing it, and I'm over there like, no.
No.
You're like, don't be a pussy.
I know.
Literally,
I've
our
changed,
whole
dude.
friendship has been like that.
I've changed. I
No,
don't
he,
want.
ha-
I don't want
he
to
has not changed. Do not.
Of
course we're going, dude.
100% bullshit.
Of course we're going. We're gonna go. We're gonna bring
Let's
guns.
go,
and
dude.
We're gonna bring
We're bringing guns.
drugs, and we're gonna go crazy.
Because obviously guns is going to stop a paranormal fucking...
A thing that can turn from humans.
Well, I got a
to wolf.
9mm, so...
Right. No, you're probably better off with like a cross or a stream catcher versus a rifle at that point. Probably casting a fucking spell on the motherfucker.
Fucking holy water.
Yeah, dude. Dude, what if you threw the holy water and just
It fucking... Oh my god.
fucking hissed
I
and
would
ran
literally
away?
spray diarrhea.
Yeah, I'd lose my mind. Spray diarrhea on the walls.
That is a quote I've... One of
You and I
Lloyd's
have used that
No,
quote for
you
years.
made that up. And I always thought it was super funny.
As a
And I've used that out of context with like people
As a-
who don't know us and they look at me like...
yeah, it
they're
sounds.
like,
You can't say, "Dude, I was spraying diarrhea."
people
No
look at
one
you
finds
crazy.
that funny.
I know, it's so... Dude,
Like
if
to me,
anybody said
when
that...
when I say that, it means that I'm shitting my pants.
Right.
It's just me being dramatic.
If my like
Means I was
biggest
laughing.
enemy said that, it would make me laugh. Like I'd be like, I hate you, but that was funny.
The wall was covered in diarrhea. I was spraying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I painted the walls with diarrhea. It was so funny. Oh man.
All right. Well, I don't know.
You don't know? What do you think so far, Jake? After all the Navajo stories,
All I
think,
know is
think
that I
you're-
don't know.
I think you're scared. You're scared like
I
a
think
little
you want
bitch.
me to be scared. I'm down to go fucking down there.
I do want you to be scared because I'm scared.
You get up on that shit.
I do. I love.
Oh yeah.
I love freaking people out.
I'm down. Let's do a podcast from Utah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at these stories. Dude,
No, you're
there's
good.
there's some other ones that I've read on here before that are just so fucking good and scary. I'm trying to skim for some right now as we're on the show. But
Always a good time.
here, Jake, you read one next. I'm gonna check on the equipment real quick.
God. Like, alright. I'll try my best. But Yeah.
Let's see. We could do.
that's a weird picture.
Yeah, these are some creepy fucking.
I like the
pictures.
artwork.
Here, you just read. Here, you pick one.
Alright. I'm just gonna go with this one. Yeah, have we read this one? Suddenly, there was a loud... Oh, this is hard to read with a mic in your face. Suddenly, there was a very loud whine from one of the dogs. Then everything went quiet. It was really too quiet for that time of year. Not even the sheep were making noise. Suddenly, I heard a few of the dogs going completely mad by the truck. When I looked over, there was a man. He was unbelievably tall, leaning one arm on the cab of the truck. He was looking at the dogs for a little, and then suddenly kicking one of them. They all scattered
Don't
and
suppose any of these mutts here for sale, did?
he
One
was
of these dogs kept barking here tonight, had me up all night. I'm gonna put bullet musket to his face.
actual quote. They all scattered in different directions. The thing looked up at me, and I saw its face. It had a pure white face, like a full moon, with burning red eyes, and a slight smile that was pure black. Jesus Christ. This is fucking...
Dude, that's
All
what
right.
gets me. The description
Yeah.
of these things every time. People can't just be that creative.
I
and
literally
just
gotta chill at my back.
Yeah,
Like,
you
whether I
chill
believe in
every
this or not, I
time.
just imagine that, like, being on a dirt road in
Yeah.
the fucking desert, and then you see that.
every
I
time
don't
they
care if it's
describe
real or
these
not. That's
things,
scary
man.
to think about. All right, like a full moon to bring on blah blah blah. I could not move or make a sound. It began to walk toward me with long strides until it finally towered over me. Until it finally towered over me. All I began to see was a dark red, like the color of blood when you cut the throat of a sheep.
Okay.
Who the fuck wrote this?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right. I kept getting
I'm
deeper.
not really into sacrifices, but all right.
You know that time? You know when you sacrifice sheep blood? It's like that, dude.
Yeah.
You don't all know what I mean. All right. I kept getting deeper and deeper into its eyes. I could faintly hear my brother coming out of the outhouse with this. God, these people are hood.
Out of the outhouse.
Jesus.
No, I think this is no, I know which one this is. This is an old story about Skinwalker Ranch.
All right.
This is from a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With this, the thing looked up at him. Reality came rushing back to me. I noticed that my brother was too distracted with his buckle to realize what was going on. So this guy was like looking down at his buckle, like, I just took a piss. And I'm losing it. I really am.
These stories aren't scary when we're shitting.
Hang on.
Throughout the entire thing.
I also noticed that this thing's long hands hovering just inches from my head. Its skin was black ash, and he smelled like a bloated dead animal in summer. I was still unable to move or speak. The skinwalker began to move toward my brother. Finally noticing this figure, my brother became paralyzed as I was. Closer and closer it drew, reaching an arm out toward my brother's head. Something finally snapped in me. I became unbearably angry. That's a weird emotion. I broke from the trance and lunged at the skinwalker, raising my arms like a wild animal and baring my teeth at it. A growl came out that I never knew I could make. I became more this guy sucks. I became more angrier at the thing that was trying to... Who wrote this? That was trying to hurt us. It kept that smile at first, but the angrier I got, the smile faded. Finally, with everything I had, I began to make this primal roar at it. It fell backwards and ran away into the night.
Bullshit.
See, this is what I was...
You didn't roar at a fucking skinwalker and scare it away.
Bro, I just...
That could be real, though. What if, like this person got so terrified, they summoned, like, some inner spirits in them to just...
I'm just thinking of, like, this point where it's like, dude, I got nothing left to lose. Let's just send it. That's what I was saying about earlier. Yeah. Like, okay, then if it's that evil, then why don't you just stare at it and be like, all right, let's fucking do this, because I'm not running anywhere. That's what my mentality would be. I'm also a pussy, so this is me talking at a table at a podcast. This is not me actually out in the middle of the day. I would just stare at it, dude. Like, fuck it. Yeah.
I'd stare down to say, this is my territory. You get the fuck out of here.
Should I finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish it. Well, what happened? So this person
Primal
roared
roar,
at the fucking skinwalker.
Primal roar. It fell backwards and ran away into the night. Looking back at me, its eyes were dim and dull. Its smile now long since gone. Oh, this is what you're saying about it feeding off fear. Like, it's like not getting off on this person's non-fear. Like, it's like losing interest or something.
Right. They're not scared.
Okay, I see what I'm seeing what you're saying now.
Yeah.
I don't 100% believe it yet, but I see what you're saying.
You're going to dive in the rabbit hole tonight
right
and tomorrow,
here.
and you're going to fucking totally believe this shit.
All right. It fell back in the night. Long since gone. The next morning, my family returned home from the feast. After relaying the story to my parents, they quickly hired a medicine man. And we have a picture of a medicine man, and he looks like Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, that's got to be old as hell. Medicine Man. Versus...
I don't know, dude. They're fun stories, and they're interesting,
fun.
And I already do think that there is something up with that area, but...
Dive in the rabbit hole.
Right.
Let's find out.
You want to go to Utah?
I don't want to find out for myself.
I kind of do.
I just want
What's the
someone
worst
else
that could
to
happen?
tell me about it.
We get plunged into internal damnation. Screw it.
Yeah, maybe. Worst case scenario. Yeah, man, that stuff's fucking bizarre. It's fun.
I can't believe you asked me to read that, dude. I've been up for like 24 hours or
something. Yeah, that was terrible.
Well,
no, it is probably.
I'm sorry to everybody.
No, man, you killed it. Stop stressing about it.
Thanks, fam.
But it is late. It is that time. This was a good time.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I've had better.
It was real. It was fun, but it wasn't real fun.
All right, Billy Joe.
Did he say that?
I thought that's why you always said that.
No.
From the FOD song. Drilling has been fun, but was it all real fun?
Oh, yeah.
Green Day kids, look it up. It's a thing.
Yeah,
it was a band from the 90s.
100%. Yeah, you're right. No, I didn't get it. But, no, it has been a good time. This is episode 42. We are back at it fucking weekly with no excuses. You heard me, Jake. I just said it to the fans. Now we gotta honor it.
So we could let him down.
What? No, we'll be back with it. There's actually a lot of stuff coming here in the future.
Yeah.
I say I mean it.
We were completely unprepared for this, I'd say. But we did a good job.
Well, you and I have been trying to make this happen for the last 4 weeks.
Yes.
So, and we're back at it. So we're going to be making this happen. We're so excited to bring you the future content. Please share us with your friends. Probably not with your family. Check us out at Pack X Podcast.
This is NFSW. Right. Not suitable for work. NSFW.
It is, no, check us out at packxpodcast.com. I'm Lloyd.
And I'm Jake.
We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.